Better Call Saul's Point and Shoot, the 8th episode of the final season, is not only one of the greatest episodes of Better Call Saul, but one of the best episodes of all time. The sheer madness and insanity, the meticulous and action-striking pacing, the orgasmic stunning visuals, and the powerhouse performances combined to make this episode an instant classic in the golden age of television. Following up another classic standout episode of the killing of Howard Hamlin was something difficult to follow up. Considering the split up of the entire season, they had to come back with one of the biggest bangs in the Breaking Bad Better Call Saul universe, and this exceeded expectations in a climatic episode that is haunting, tragic, intense, and bittersweet. We open this episode with one of the most beautiful, stunning, and peaceful teasers in the entire history of the series. We see a beach with slow waves moving in, as we see a pair of shoes leading up to classical music to the reveal of Howard's car. Is this beautifully tragic and sad? I love how Better Call Saul always plays with time in their teasers, moving us backwards and forwards, and this scene brings even more sadness to the reality that Howard is dead and gone, and the circumstances of his death will change the trajectory and tone of the series for the remainder of its final episodes. We are then taken to right where we left off with plan and execution. Blood is spattered everywhere and oozing down on the hardwood floor as Jimmy and Kim look in horror and shock, played absolutely to perfection and beyond my expectations of how far both Odenkirk and Seahorn can take the grief and pain after witnessing what just happened to Howard. Here we are shown the absolute audacity of Lalo's plan to use Jimmy and Kim as a distraction so he can distract everyone from the lab to get the full evidence he needs to don Eladio. This scene is just played perfectly by Odenkirk, Seahorn, and Dalton. Everyone bringing their absolute A-game to this scene. Gordon Smith writes amazing intense action and dialogue, and Vince Gilligan directs to perfection. The way Kim tries to interrupt Jimmy as he is trying to convince Lalo to send Kim instead of him, and true Saul Goodman charm and fashion. It's just an amazing and intense scene. After Kim leaves with Lalo's plan/distraction in place, he confronts Jimmy, blaming him as a part of the attack to assassinate Lalo at his compound, featuring another perfectly executed camera movement that has become a staple in the Breaking Bad Better Call Saul cinematography with the simple moving of a chair. It is just quite fucking brilliant. This is also a nice parallel to the mention of Lalo and Ignacio in the original introduction of Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad. How what would appear in first viewing as some random line of dialogue could expand into the arcs of two of the greatest characters in television history.
Come on, just tell me what you want. Jesus. Oh, no. No, it wasn't me, it was Ignacio. He's the one. Oh, no. Ay, siempre soy amigo. Siempre soy amigo del cartel.
Shut up! I just speak English.
Lalo didn't send you? No, Lalo?
Lalo ties up Jimmy, blasting Born Yesterday on the television, and leaves to execute the other part of his plan. Then, we cut to an open road, the music blasting as Kim drives on her way to shoot Gus. Everything from the cinematography to the score by Dave Porter to the panic on Kim's face is beautifully acted by Ray Seahorn. I was gripping white knuckles into my seat. Could they really kill off Kim this way? She has been the biggest question mark in the entire series up to this point, and as the Jimmy/Kim and cartel storylines are merging, could this be her violent end? Does Gus have sharpshooters outside his house waiting to snipe anyone who he does not recognize or doesn't know at his front door? A million different scenarios were going through my mind as the music builds up and Kim points the gun, only to be taken by Mike and his men with such a thrilling and soothing relief. Kim explains the situation to Mike, and now at this point you know something is going to go down, and if you've seen Breaking Bad, you know the fates of most of these characters, and only one outcome can really occur at this point. We even get a rare interaction between Gus and Kim, which I found exciting and refreshing among everything else in this episode. Gus knows Lalo is close, and even though he fears him, he has to end this once and for all. Mike brings the cavalry into Jimmy and Kim's apartment, and Lalo's plan to divert everyone away from the underground lab has worked, and he sneaks his way in there. As Gus and his men arrive, they are taken out, and we are finally witnessing the showdown between Gus and Lalo. Even for a prequel, this interaction is so tense and ominous. It can only go one way from what we know in Breaking Bad, but I am still captivated as an audience member. Even when Lalo shoots Gus in the Kevlar body armor, I'm still worried for Gus. Not if that he'll make it out alive, because we all know he will, but what this will do to him emotionally and psychologically. Lalo takes Gus down to the lab, filming a vlog-style execution video for for Don Eladio, and in true villain fashion gives Gus a chance to say any last words. And this is where Gus's backup plan goes off within Lalo's plan to kill Gus. This was beautifully set up in episode 5, Black and Blue, and now we are paying it off only 3 episodes later. After delivering a very chilling and in-your-face fuck you speech to the Salamancas and Don Eladio, Gus trips the power and runs to the spot where he hid his gun and opened fires onto Lalo with a fatal shot. The power turns back on and we see Lalo on the ground. As Gus looks down on Lalo, it's revealed that Gus got Lalo in the neck. He smiles at Gus, spitting blood, almost knowing that his day of reckoning will come, and it will. Lalo dies and Gus collapses from his own bullet wounds. Jimmy and Kim are reunited with Mike, telling the two about Lalo in no great detail that he won't be coming back, which is interesting and also really works because if trauma has taught us anything, it's that this simply won't go away for Jimmy and Kim, that this could finally be the straw that broke the camel's back, and this could actually tear them apart, and I'm almost expecting that it will, or at least be in the equation of tearing Jimmy and Kim apart, but only time and episodes will tell. So after everything that has happened in these past few episodes, the most tragic thing to me is Howard's death. The way Jimmy looks as they stuff his body into a refrigerator is chilling. Back at the lab, they bury the bodies, and as fucked up as it is, I really enjoyed the imagery of Howard being buried next to Lalo in the lab. No doubt all this time where so many great scenes took place. Mike gives a look of despair towards Howard's dead body. Taking his wedding ring, wallet, and shoes where we saw them in the teaser, it is a look of respect and dignity, as his death was anything but dignified. They bury the bodies, and the episode ends. Point and Shoot has so many great payoffs and satisfying conclusions. I had a feeling it would end this way for Lalo, and they gave Tony Dalton a supreme and epic way of going out, giving us a performance we'll never forget. 3 seasons of masterful build-up and tension between Gus and Lalo has finally paid off, with a lot of collateral damage in between, and for Better Call Saul, I wouldn't have it any other way, and absolutely thrilled to see where the show goes from here. This has been George Ray with George Reviews. Thank you so much for tuning into this video and this review breakdown of episode 8 of season 6 of Better Call Saul, Point and Shoot. And please remember to like and subscribe if you'd be so kind. I'll see you on the next video. Until then, peace out.